So Jamil, how interested are you in video games? Let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being very interested.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
I find it, can I say like an e-sport?
Oh, okay.
Kinda, but technically it's not a sport physically, but mentally it is.
Okay.
It's like chess.
It's interesting that you say that. Well, you brought up that point before, but on that same note, why would you consider it a sport? Like you just said, it's like more of a mental game than a physical game. But like, on top of that, in addition to that, what other aspects, let's say, would retain? What would maybe be associated with a sport? Like what other aspects? Let's say, like I don't know, like I know there's plenty of different types of games and genres. Some requiring teamwork, some others not. But for you, what really makes a game like a sport?
Like I said, it's mentally a sport. It's just like chess. So if you play League, 5v5, you're in a team and you have to work together. If you don't work together, you'll just fail.
Okay.
And you have to, make other strategies. And let's say for Smash, you're 1v1, but you have to know or predict or, see what the other player does. And then when you know that, you could just outplay him. And because of that is a sport.
Oh, okay. So it's interesting that you bring up this notion of sports. So it doesn't, like you said, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like a team-based sport.
No.
Right. So it could also be like an individual and so like maybe is there any aspects such as you mentioned that there's a couple of different aspects that make it a sport, but like is there such thing as like I don't know like a skill level? I don't know like you tell me kind of thing.
Well, there are skill levels. Obviously, it's semi-pro, pro, or when you start. Obviously, so you gotta know when.
And what would you consider yourself in those categories? Like just a casual gamer?
A semi-pro for League, but I'm trying to be pro for Smash.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm investing more time for Smash than League.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, and so on average, how much time do you put into video gaming per week, let's say? And for all video gaming, including, let's say, like you said, Smash and League of Legends.
Well, since I'm going for Smash, most of the time I play Smash for about... It's actually really random. I don't know when I play. It's just whenever I have the time.
Okay.
So in general, it's like maybe 30 hours a week when I have time.
Okay. And so would you consider yourself... let's say, well, actually, I was going to ask you if you consider yourself like really interested, but I think we already covered that. What platforms do you play on? Is there like anything in particular, like be it, let's say, PC mostly, or console, or handheld devices? You play? Well, I know, like you said, we mentioned that you play Smash and League of Legends mostly, which is on the Nintendo Wii and the PC respectively. Okay, but do you play like, let's say, other like games like on, let's say, your phone or like apps, tablets, all that jazz?
No, I don't play on anything except for PC and for the Wii U or any other like console games.
Okay, that's very interesting. So if you had to, let's say, this whole idea about comparing basically video games to sports, what would you like, let's say, what would you associate, let's say, esports, like you mentioned, as like what category of like sport? What's another sport you would maybe like connect to it, like maybe that's kind of similar?
Which is like the sport that I find similar for video games, like I said before, is like chess.
Okay,
because
so
chess is mostly thinking with your mind instead of physically, and you don't run in chess. You just think about what move you have to do. So it's kind of the same thing for League or Smash.
Okay, but wouldn't you agree? Well, maybe not. Wouldn't you agree? But from chess, let's say, to League, like chess is more of like one-on-one kind of game.
Yeah.
Whereas League, like you mentioned before, is a 5v5 team-based game.
You see, there's if there's a million possibilities for chess, there's also another million possibilities for League, because 5v5 on the map is like the same thing as a chessboard. Because there's a lot of technical things you have to do with your team.
Okay. Okay, well, it's very interesting. All right, so last question. Would you consider yourself a gamer?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, obviously, yeah.
obviously, yeah. Okay, and how do you feel about that? Like, how does that make you feel? Like saying it out loud? Are you like proud to say it like
Yeah, it
out loud? And does it bother
really
you?
No.
Do you feel like there's like perhaps, I don't know, like a negative aspect, maybe like the way public would see you, kind of thing? And you speaking maybe as like a semi-pro in these games, do you see like any social pressures or anything like that?
No, there's nothing really social pressure about it. The more you play games, the less stress you have. And saying I'm a gamer doesn't really change the fact that, doesn't change who I am, basically.
Okay, so you're pretty comfortable with yourself being a gamer, right? You don't really
Yeah.
have a problem. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so thank you. Appreciate it a lot, man, for your contribution. And,
You're welcome.
So go back to kicking some ass in the league over there.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Later.